Ladies and gentlemen, my name's the infamous Orion, and gravity fucking sucks. And I'm a schmo.
I'm Cairo, and I'm a Schmo.
And I just fell down. Well, I didn't just fall down, but yesterday morning I fell down the damn stairs, and I'm in a lot of pain.
It was probably quick, though.
It was like 30 seconds of intense pain.
Oh, that's longer than I expected.
Yeah. Well, I literally fell from the top step all the way down to like this little mid
Mm.
landing, and like landed right on my ass, and then started like falling from there. So like each step just hit my spine and neck as it was going down.
hmm
And then I left a nice like ass print right on my stairs.
You should take some pointers from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on how to fall downstairs. It's apparently something he's really good at.
Really?
Yeah, it's like legit. According to him, in an interviews that he's given, it is apparently an actual party trick that he has, is that he knows how to intentionally fall downstairs without hurting himself.
Trudeau, hook me up, my boy.
It's very weird,
I can
but
teach you how
I,
to.
I guess it would come in handy.
Yeah. Teach me that, and in exchange, I'll teach you how to run a mediocre podcast. Not this one, of course. I'm talking about my other podcast.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The one that
Of
hasn't
course.
updated in over a fucking year. Bezos let my boy John go. Hard to run a podcast when your co-host is under Amazon's foot. Um, what a week, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. The BBC should be ashamed.
Why?
Their reporting has reached new lows of clickbait.
Shit.
So on their main webpage, they have an article titled "Extinct Crocodile Species Identified in Australia,"
Okay.
which sounds like they like found a live version, a live one of these guys. They
Did,
didn't.
did they just find a
This is a
fossil?
it's a new species that's been discovered that also happens to be extinct.
Okay.
It's like the pug version of a crocodile, apparently.
Well, no
Like
wonder
not
it
in
died
size, but
out.
it's got like a squished nose.
Yeah.
But yeah, they found a skull. So,
Fun.
damn it, BBC, you're better than this.
You are better than this. Did you hear about? Okay, I guess we have to address the giant Middle Eastern elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Did you hear that Israel like destroyed the BBC building? There
Oh
and
yeah. So it turned out it wasn't BBC,
yeah,
but
okay.
yes, I did.
Yeah. That's pretty fucking sketchy.
It is, but they're harboring Hamas. It's a Hamas headquarters.
Is it now?
All those children are 100% Hamas. They're gonna grow up and be terrorists
Of course.
because a foreign government has blown up their homes and killed their parents and their brothers and sisters. So who's surprised there? So
Uh
right.
we're going to step
Uh,
on a lot of toes
Sorry,
today.
the Two Schmo shows has now been canceled and is officially anti-Semitic because we said something naughty about Israel.
Heil Hitler.
That's how that works, isn't it? You talk bad about Hitler, you talk bad about Israel at all. Now you're an anti-Semite.
I mean, it's like if you talk
Oh
bad about Hitler, you're anti Nazi all of a sudden too.
man, yeah. I just want to like, I don't even want to talk about it. It's so fucked up. It's
What?
like both sides have shitty people.
Oh yeah.
There's problems on both sides. The internet discourse around it's just also terrible. It's garbage.
Well, you can't win with this because like
No, you can't.
no, you can't. You can't take a side in this. And it's an
hmm
unfortunate circumstance of people just not wanting to shut the fuck up and listen.
It's like I don't know. It's really frustrating. You have on the one side people who think that the people on the other side are literally less than human,
Yeah.
like not even hyperbolically, like actually subhuman, and see no problem in murdering dozens of them for the chance at killing a terrorist. Then on the other side, you do have terrorists that are carrying out attacks against the other side, but there's also a lot of people who aren't terrorists
Yeah.
that are being slaughtered for no fucking reason.
Well, they're guilty by association, don't you know?
Apparently,
And the only association they have is they happen to be the
I
same race.
legitimately. So there was a reporting the other day that was of Israeli airstrikes that were seemingly targeting roads leading to major hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
And there were people that were actually trying to justify it by saying, well, Hamas is known to have tunnels, so that's what they're doing. The roads are just an unfortunate casualty. Like, are
God,
you fucking serious?
that's
It's
painful.
so like painfully obvious what they're doing. And
Yeah.
these people are like willing to just bend over backwards to suck Netanyahu's dick, apparently.
Who is that for our viewers who don't
Oh,
know?
and of course, this is all happening. So Benjamin Netanyahu is the current prime minister of Israel, whose party has been losing traction for decades and is at the brink of being about to lose power in their government. And oh, what do you know? How convenient now there's a literal war that's broken out between Israel and people in Gaza, predominantly Hamas. So how convenient now they're able to bolster their base under one cause of, fighting off the terrorists so that they can hold on to power. What a shocking coincidence. Who could have seen this coming? No one's ever started a war in a foreign country in order to consolidate their own political base.
Hey there, sailor. Sailor. Calm down.
It's very frustrating.
You're jumping to some United Statesian territory. You're yeah. Holy shit! Is Israel the Israel situation so fucked right now?
Yeah. I mostly feel sorry for the people on both sides that are just trying to live their lives.
Well, those are always the victims
I'm
in
in
these
a
situations.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
in a few, just a whole bunch of different internet chats, and in one of them, we have a person who is currently living in Israel, who's
Oh
just
shit.
a dude living in Israel, living his life. And he posted some legitimately terrifying footage that he took from the steps of his apartment building, showing Hamas rocket strikes being taken out by Israel's Iron Dome or whatever the fuck they call it.
Shit.
And it's fucking scary. Thankfully, he's been fine so far, but it's like it's fucked up for the people that have to try to live their life there with all this shit going on.
But you know it's scarier, Kyril?
What's that?
Having to wear a mask at the grocery store, don't you know?
Yeah.
Shit. That's fucked. I apologize for that joke.
Thankfully, let me see if I can actually uh find this. The current CDC COVID guidelines are starting to be relaxed now that we're crossing certain thresholds.
Yes.
So I know in the state of Michigan, where we are, the phase for starting to like actually properly return to work was 55% or more of the eligible population has gotten their first shot, and we crossed that threshold last Friday,
Awesome.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's great. We're not there yet, but we're starting to, and that means that a lot of places that have been working remotely or not working at all can start to look into bringing their people back, opening back up. I know in the Magic the Gathering world, there's a realistic chance that we'll be able to get back to some sort of a normal state in time for the next pre-release event, so we can actually have people get together in person and throw some expensive cardboard around.
The very interesting thing to me is Michigan just had its mask mandate lifted for fully vaccinated people.
Yep.
And you know the grocery stores be pumping right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I gotta see if I can.
Unfortunately, we still have to wear a mask.
Yeah, we at my place of work we also do.
Yeah. It's almost like the real people empower the people with the money.
Yep. So let me see if I can find this. We talked about it last week with the ransomware attack that hit, which one it was, Centennial, whatever the gas pipeline is that goes down to the south, the major one that had everything brought to a halt.
Oh yeah.
We talked about that last week, and I've been seeing a few odds and ends stories about it. I don't even know how to look this up. This was like a one-off story that I saw somewhere where apparently, somebody stole the car of someone that was starting to hoard gasoline in like bags.
Yeah, let's go on.
um and apparently the person that stole the car like didn't know it or something and ended up in a chase with police that ended up with, inevitably the car bursting into flames because it's full of gasoline.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been wild. I gotta see if I can find this joke too, where it was something about how Americans see Canadians with their bags of milk and don't understand what they're doing. Don't they know those are for gasoline?
I find it funny that we have a gasoline shortage around the same time we have a Chick-fil-A sauce shortage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. Thinking face emoji.
Thinking face emoji.
Yes. Correlation and causation are known to go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'll leave this up to you
What's
to
up?
decide. But Ubisoft has announced the name of the next season in Rainbow Six Siege,
Okay.
and would you know it? It's called North Star.
Like Fist of the North Star?
I'll leave that up for you to decide.
Uh,
But no,
oh,
probably not.
okay.
But I thought it was kind of hilarious how kind of obvious that is.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for people to start to make memes for it, and I haven't seen anything yet. I'm kind of disappointed in the community.
People are just slow on the meme intake, man. Um, what else do we have in the news this week? I mean, I feel like a lot of
What
it's just
else
been
is it?
Israel because
Yeah,
war is
it has
sexy.
mostly been. Um, let's see this one. So there is a court case that is being appealed up to the Supreme Court regarding abortion, and it's one of the first ones. It is the first abortion-related case to be brought to the current Supreme Court that has the 6-3 majority. Um, this is part of a challenge to Mississippi's 15-week ban on abortion. Excuse me. And the question is whether or not this will effectively kill Roe v. Wade or not.
Can they just do that? Make something like overturn something just for another? Um,
Yes, they can. They can rule whichever direction they want to.
nice.
So this case is where is this? Whether or not a fetus is viable outside the womb after 15 weeks. So, in announcing the decision to hear the case, the Supreme Court said they would review whether all pre-viability prohibitions on elective abortions are unconstitutional.
Hmm.
So, yeah,
Yeah. Abortion's quite the topic, and I am in too much pain
it
to really
is.
give my voice on it.
So, I guess the question at this one isn't to the degree of fully overturning Roe versus Wade, but it is a question as to what the limits of it are. If they rule in favor of Mississippi's law in this case,
Mm-hmm.
then it would likely be pretty closely followed by, pick a conservative majority state government. They'll pass the same.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the more than likely outcome.
Mm-hmm.
Pain hurts.
Yes, it does.
I can't stop. Like every time I move, I just feel pain. I can't even play guitar right now because like I have to straighten my back out,
Mm.
and the steps did a number on my back. So I'm looking at my guitars right now, and they're just teasing me. Do we have any other real news this week?
Apparently, there's something involving. So the headline of this is Bill Gates left Microsoft amid affair investigation.
Like they were investigating if he had an affair.
Apparently, so on today, a spokesman for Microsoft said that the software company had received a complaint in late 2019 that Mr. Gates had, quote, sought to initiate an intimate relationship with a female employee in 2000. And I guess this must have been related. Okay, so March of 2020 is apparently when Bill Gates stepped down from Microsoft, as he claimed, so that he could spend more time on his charity work with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Hmm.
So a few months after this complaint was brought to the company,
Yeah.
they have denied there being any correlation between the two events. Uh, yeah. Firm said it held an investigation with a law firm and provided support to the employee who made the complaint.
Okie dokie.
It seems like there's a whole lot of nothing that no one knows yet.
Yeah. Um. What? I just want to know who cares about Bill Gates at this point, but I know why.
Yeah, just people follow rich people.
Yeah. The rich people. They're like us, but with more money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, yeah.
I know. Oligarchical figures are people too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Gordon Ramsay just announced another cooking show.
Oh yeah.
Next
He's gonna yell
level.
at people more.
I'm surprised his voice just doesn't give out at this point. Like, I want a cooking show with an elderly Gordon Ramsay where he just hisses at people. It's like, line cooks, home chefs, social media stars, and food truck owners will compete against each other with don't know who that is, don't know who that is, and I, Gordon Ramsay, monitoring them in a kitchen like no other. Can't wait. Next Level Chef, new series coming soon to Fox. That's nice.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I always wonder when someone like him's just gonna, call it good enough. Because he has to be loaded.
Oh, he is. I'm sure
Like,
of it.
there's no way he needs to work.
No, I think he just likes yelling at people.
Mm-hmm.
He's at like a black belt in like some martial art, right?
Probably. I
I
wouldn't doubt it.
yeah. What I really want?
What's that?
I want him to do a Hell's Kitchen, but with MMA. So when people start yelling back at him, he just fucking decks them and puts them on the floor.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of a way to do that like safely.
Oh, there's no safety.
I don't know.
I just want to see Gordon Ramsay finally explore the regions of his full anger. Um, for example, just imagine Gordon Ramsay just fucking decking a dude in cold blood. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He could really tenderize their steaks, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. There's definitely been some of the people that they've done on the shows that deserve it.
Oh yeah. So, what else do we have? There's that AT&T Warner Media and Discovery merger going on.
I haven't heard this. Is
Yep,
that happening?
it's happening.
AT&T Warner merger. Hmm. Well, why?
I don't know. On Monday, AT&T confirmed a mega merger media deal with Discovery, which would combine Warner Media, including brands such as CNN, HBO, Warner Brothers, and DC Comics, with Discovery Incorporated in a $43 billion transaction. The announcement also sparked a discussion among analysts and reporters on the future of the media, as the number of multi front businesses and streaming services continue to increase.
Interesting.
But what does this really mean? I didn't really even realize Discovery
So
was
this
that
seems,
big.
yeah, this seems more like AT&T is selling Discovery to Warner.
I thought no, AT&T owns Warner.
I don't know. So under this one I'm seeing on CNBC, it says under the agreement, AT&T says it would receive an aggregate amount of 43 million in a combination of cash, debt, and Warner Media's retention of certain debt in merger of Warner Media with Discovery.
Interesting.
So it seems like maybe AT&T is some sort of parent. Oh no, that wouldn't make sense. Apparently Discovery has its own shareholders, so it is to some extent its own independent entity.
Fuck AT&T, Warner, Halbert, Skynet, Trader
Telecom
Joe's.
giant AT&T announced Monday a deal to combine its content unit Warner Media with Discovery, paving the way for one of Hollywood's biggest studios to compete with media giants Netflix and Disney. Okay, see that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, it'd be pretty cool if they actually put the like the Discovery back catalog on like HBO Max, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be in favor of that. It's really hard to find a lot of old TV episodes of that kind of thing. Like imagine getting a lot of the sort of like prime Mythbusters like era stuff just available for streaming, or even better yet, like updated to modern resolutions. Because a lot of that stuff probably hasn't been touched since like the early 2000s.
I'm really curious where they keep all of it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have records
Yeah.
somewhere. Big vault, Scrooge McDucky style.
Damn. I want to be Scrooge McDuck.
AT&T said it would receive AT&T shareholders would receive stock representing 71% of the new company, while Discovery shareholders would own 29%.
Damn.
So I guess Discovery is its own thing separate from AT&T and Warner in this case.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hmm. Oh well. That's a thing.
New company which will have a new name announced in coming days.
What would they even call it?
I don't know, probably like
Skynet?
Warner Discovery.
Oh.
No.
Dun 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 dun. You know what I would love actually with this deal? Okay. Is Mythbusters still going on?
I don't think so. Not definitely not with the original cast.
Okay. I want an original Mythbusters like reunion season
Yeah.
where if they're owned by Time Warner, I want them to mythbust Batman stuff, like stupid Batman stuff from the comics.
They've already done a lot of that though.
I know. That's why I think a whole season of it will be beautiful.
So it seems like it is not currently in production. I know Adam Savage does his own stuff because I follow him on a few social medias. It's actually pretty interesting because he does something that's funded by Patreon,
Yeah.
and he answers questions from people on his Patreon as a sort of weekly thing, and there's a lot of them that are Mythbusters related, so it is pretty interesting to have that sort of like behind the scenes kind of look at some of their stuff.
Yes.
Yep. Well, apparently they already did a reunion thing.
They did?
Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, 2016. Discovery has a Mythbusters reunion trailer.
I just I just want the Batman season cuz that just seems like prime Mythbusters material.
Mm-hmm. I have to look up like how many Batman things have they done? Because I know they've done superhero stuff a
Yeah.
few times.
I just feel like since Batman's supposed to be grounded in reality, He be a prime candidate for that.
Hmm. I remember they did an Indiana Jones one.
Yeah.
Looks like they've only done one
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
superhero hour.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it looks like to be only one, which fair
Hmm.
enough.
Yep.
The Mythbusters are pretty much the equivalent of superheroes in this world, anyway.
Hmm. Okay, this seems really dumb.
What?
As lumber prices climb, DIYers cut out the middleman and mill their own. No,
What?
they're not.
I don't believe
This
it.
seems like a very like this is how the what do they call them? Like the life hacks people. This is the equivalent of what those have turned into. This one simple trick to make your own sawmill.
For step
This is
one.
on NPR.
Damn.
Like this is actual NPR is talking about DIYers that are literally making their own sawmills.
I feel like you don't need much to make a
No, they're sorry, they're talking
sawmill.
about one guy
Oh. Still.
who bought what is this? Purchased his mill from Woodmiser, an Indiana-based company that manufactures portable sawmills starting at 3 grand.
Hmm.
And the lead time is almost a year. That's terrible. Like I get it. Because wood prices have gotten stupidly expensive in the pandemic.
Oh, yeah.
Lumber's been hit hard because of the transportation industry being also hit as well as just everything around it. But like this is the kind of thing that sounds like it may have been an option a few months ago, but no way it is now.
No. Hmm.
Just buy or build a sawmill. Easy. What
Yeah.
are you doing? Slacking. Go build that house.
You know what I really hate?
What's that?
You ever go on social media profiles that are just like trying to like build you up as like a guy who can make a lot of money in their lifetime?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're like, "What are you and your friends discussing? Your network is your net worth." Have you ever seen that shit?
No, that
Oh,
sounds terrible.
dude, it is the most dumbass shit. I hate pseudo intellectualism.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like fucking people who think they can just quote a couple Jordan Peterson quotes and then think they're automatically the smartest person in the room. Fuck you. Read some Chomsky, Alan Waits, or Watts. My bad. But besides the fact, get your pseudo intellectual bullshit out of here. I don't know.
Shut up, Politico. Did you hear about the Matt Gates associate pled guilty to 6 federal crimes, including sex trafficking of a
Go
minor?
on.
So this is Joel Greenberg. I heard a couple of pieces about him through the Legal YouTube channel because he's been covering some of this.
Yeah. Well,
This is
he's
a former friend and ally of representatives, like this is U.S. congressional representative, it's the federal level, Matt Gates, who formally pleaded guilty today to multiple federal charges, including sex trafficking of a minor, ID theft, stalking, and fraud. Yeah.
yes.
He was indicted for a total of 33 federal charges, but has taken a plea deal for less. I gotta see if I can find it. There was a great piece of like leopards eating their own faces stuff
Yeah.
about Greenberg, where apparently back in like 2011, he was very publicly, because he's like a Florida political figure. He was very publicly talking out against, talking in like in favor of people getting an ID and drug testing for welfare,
Hmm.
saying how if you, basically like if you can't stay clean, you don't deserve welfare, basically.
Okay.
And it has come out as a result of this trial that some of the charges that he's involved with are, of course, because he's a rich white guy, drug charges.
Well, rich white guys just love their fucking drugs,
Yeah.
dude.
And of note, in this case, as far as I understand, uh, he is being accused, and in the everything around this of like doing drugs on or off of the people that were being trafficked for these crimes.
Yes.
So the whole thing is incredibly fucked up. But then he's also a giant hypocrite on top of it.
Well, what rich white guy isn't?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. My question is, when you're rich and you can buy all the drugs you want, what would they spend the money on if they didn't buy the drugs?
I don't know. Who even does know? I mean, like there'd probably be way more Bill Gates, right? They're
Yeah,
just better with their money.
I would say that's probably the secret to Bill Gates. Just decent with money. I'm kind of curious what drugs I would get into if I had the money.
I, I personally just don't see the worth in it.
Come on, man. Doing drugs is cool, Kyril.
Why would I do drugs when I'm already high on life
Because
and
life.
E
And what?
ecstasy?
Oh,
E.
shit. You would do ecstasy, you fucking
No, I would do
EDM.
MDMA. Kidding me?
What's MDMA?
MDMA is like the good shit that you don't get addicted to. I've done a ton of research into MDMA from like a chemistry thing because it's
I was
really
about to
cool.
say.
It's just cool. And there's an article. Let me see if I can find it. I was reading it on Our Science. It was posted in Nature. Let's see if I can. I can. This is not the right time frame. Anyways, the point of it is that it confirms what we've known about MDMA for like 20 years now. More than that, like 30. God, it's been a really long fucking time. That it's really good for helping people as an assisted therapy for PTSD.
Really?
That was one of the first things that it was really known for back in like the 80s, the late 80s. I want to say. I'd have to look up my papers from high school and shit. But yeah, it was proven unofficially, of course, because it was kind of off the table. But there's some really compelling testimonies that were given by soldiers who had come back, particularly at that point, I believe, from Vietnam with severe cases of PTSD that were doing therapy that was combined, actual therapy with a real therapist, utilizing the benefits that MDMA offers in sort of like that emotion suppression to sort of help people be able to, uh, actually have the therapy and talk about their PTSD without dealing with the extreme negative emotions that came up with it so that they could actually work through it with their therapists. It's been known for like 30 years now. It's not a secret, but got to have the war on drugs, right? So it got Schedule 1 classified. And we now have another study that says what we already know, but we have a study for it. So hopefully it gets bumped down to Schedule 2 so it allows medical use for it. Because, like, there's not a lot that's Schedule 1. Pretty much everything has some medical use at this point.
Yeah?
So fucking do it, government. Do your job.
They refuse to. Drug
They do.
bad. Reagan said no.
God.
Grandpa Grandpa Reagan said no. Yeah. How much money do you think we've wasted on the war on drugs?
All of it.
Uh, well,
I
yeah.
mean, like, legitimately, at least billions, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Like, how
wondering
much
where
do
all
we
that money
spend
could
a
have
year?
gone. Yeah. It
Let me Google this. I'm sure there's a number.
yeah. I feel the war on drugs has been successfully lost, especially when we're in the middle of a pandemic where I feel like I don't know, you never really hear the drug industry going through any problems with this pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Although, to be fair, there's a lot of things that are being sort of pushed aside and not really talked about.
Well, yeah. I really don't think we'll know the full measures of what this did for a very long time.
Okay, today the Drug Policy Alliance, which advocates for an end to the war on drugs, estimates that the United States spends $51 billion annually on these initiatives.
Interesting.
Yep. Would go a long way.
Yeah. You know what that is? That's some furthering the education system money right there.
Nah, that's make some tanks for Israel money.
Okay, Mr. Realist. You're the realist. I'm the optimist. I see where you're going with this.
Oh no.
What?
This is terrible.
Oh no.
Longer school days increase children's educational attainment and boost their earnings as adults.
No way.
In Chile.
In Chile. Never mind then. We only care about America here because we're Americans.
On behalf of all teachers, fuck off.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because they already work long enough, right?
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
want to
No,
work
I think we
more.
need more teachers.
Exactly. You need to just pay them a fair wage to start with.
Yeah. Well, okay. Does it ever bother you how much money we actually spend on, like, obviously our military industrial complex? And, like, if we don't need it half the time?
Yes.
Yeah. Because we're already.
Well, I mean, and it's particularly frustrating for me how much of it is spent on things that aren't even like benefiting our military. It's like give uh the Saudis $500 million that they then spend buying American arms.
Yes.
But it doesn't actually go to our military. That's the kind of shit that frustrates me. If it was like actually going to improving our military and bolstering our defenses, that would be one question. But when it's give country our money to spend it on our stuff anyways, no, fuck that.
No, because we're just pretty much laundering our own money at that point.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
It's
It's.
decimated like the weird arms industries
Well, it's like giving them free
because there
guns.
used to be a bunch like I watch a lot of like historical stuff on firearms and you used to get like some weird shit that would come out
Like what?
of people trying to like people trying to like copy others stuff. So like the AK in particular, there's like a million different AK variants out there because everybody tried to copy it and
Yeah.
make their own version of it. I don't know.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that, though.
But now, just you get in the right pocket and you're done.
Should we start selling guns on this podcast?
Call 1-800-GUNS today.
1-800-2 Schmoes Guns.
There's actually a movie. I don't remember what it's called. The only reason I know about it is because it apparently it's a Nicolas Cage movie. That's actually narrowed down. Where he is like an arms dealer or something. I can't even remember. See if I can find it. But it apparently has a continuous, or at least it gives the appearance of a continuous shot at the start of it that shows like a bullet being made. This one, I have no idea. Yeah, Lord of War, apparently.
Lord of War?
Apparently.
Lord of War.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
I'd never heard of it until someone, in just like some random conversation, brought up this
Oh, God.
intro piece.
It's a Jared Leto and Nick Cage movie.
Yeah, it's just weird, isn't it?
Those two should not mix.
Yeah.
It's too much power. And they play brothers? Oh, no. 20-year-old arms dealer of Queens, New York, outcast Yuri Orlov, played by Nicolas Cage, serves as a window onto the end of the Cold War and the emergence of worldwide terrorism. He finds himself reassuring his ethically challenged younger brother, Vitaly, played by Jared Leto, while adeptly sidestepping the pursuit of federal agent Jack Lawrence, played by Ethan Hawke. The globe-trotting arms dealer also pursues the woman of his dreams, supermodel Ava Fontaine, played by Bridget Moynihan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't believe I got that first try. High five.
Yep, she's pretty notable in her own work. More television than film, though.
Oh, fair enough.
Do you watch Blue Bloods at all?
Never.
No. It's a decent show. She plays one of the main characters in that for like the last 10 years.
Blue Bloods. That's Keeping Up with the Kardashians, right?
No. It's a New York cop drama show thing.
Fair enough.
She's apparently in John Wick and John Wick Chapter 2. Oh, yeah, she was in iRobot. It's a good movie. Very dated, but good.
I have never seen a John Wick movie.
I haven't either. But I have seen iRobot because it has Will Smith and Shia LaBeouf for some reason.
I remember being scared of iRobot as a kid.
Early 2000s were weird.
They were. Well, it's because we had like all this new emerging technology and people thought you could do whatever you want in front of a camera.
It was a decent movie, though. Held up pretty well.
So,
from like a CGI perspective, at least.
Fair enough. I don't know. I don't remember those robots exactly looking great.
They didn't, but they weren't really supposed to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen emojis that emote better than these things. So, what else has happened this week? Are we done with official news?
That's like that's pretty much all that I have. I did have a funny quote from Ed Rogers, a Republican lobbyist and strategist, where he said that Biden is not a good bad guy, talking about how because of his like the tragedies that he's gone through and how long he's been in politics, it makes it hard to paint him as the bad guy from like a media perspective.
Well, yeah, he's a pretty humble guy from all things I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, you can agree or disagree with his policies, but yeah. I said that was kind of amusing. It's just like, well, shit, we're gonna have to go back to the drawing board.
We did have a new hot Katy Perry song drop.
Oh god, I haven't watched so I haven't listened to it.
Okay.
But I have seen some parts of it because Twitter keeps forcing it on me as ads against my will.
That's funny.
And it looks terrible.
It looks very cheap.
It does and it doesn't. Because there are some bits of it that look pretty well done from like incorporating the Pikachu into like the real world kind of shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
otherwise it doesn't look great.
For those of you not in the know, the second music video for this whole Pokemon 25th anniversary music collab thing just dropped. And it's a Katy Perry song, and it's a mess.
No, I'm gonna pull this up.
What, you haven't listened to it yet?
Not really.
Fair enough. I don't remember anything about it. I listened to it 3 times. That's why I wrote I wrote down all my notes on it while listening to it in our Discord chat, so I remember what to talk about.
I will say that for Post Malone's, having him be animated as well, was very helpful at making it sort of be sellable, if that makes sense. It made it more believable.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry,
because it felt like it was more than like just Katy Perry.
Yeah. If you're going to pay all this money to have Katy Perry write a song for you, though, you might as well use Katy Perry. You know what I mean? Post Malone, as much of an image he has, you don't really need the physical representation of Post Malone to sell him.
Right. So I have a question for you. See if this bothers you as much as it bugs the shit out of me. Does it piss you off to see them show her singing with a guitar and then there's not actually any guitar playing?
Yes, it does piss me off a lot.
That is so dumb.
There's I can't remember what this was, but there's a music video out there of some rapper performing, and it makes me upset because he's got like a full band behind him, and
Yep.
there's no guitar in the song whatsoever, but there's a guitarist in the band playing along, and you can't
Hmm.
hear it. It's obviously like an overdub.
Yep.
Yeah. Um, I also don't believe Katy Perry can play guitar. I'm just going to say that right now.
I don't know.
I only say that because I've seen Taylor Swift who can play guitar and she incorporates guitar into some of her work.
Okay, that's true. Well, she came from country music though. Like you can't
Yeah.
be a country music person and not play guitar.
I don't know, man. I've seen a few.
Mm.
I have a friend.
Fair enough, I guess.
Yeah. I guess this guy's not really a friend, but he's an acquaintance, a friend of a friend, who who's a guy who does country, and it blew my mind the other day because I found out like he's like super well known in all the country circles around here,
Yeah.
but like no one's literally ever heard any of his music, and it kind of really impressed me about that. Um, Otherwise, can I start listing off some of my thoughts on this while you're listening?
I'm basically done listening to it.
You,
It's very generic,
isn't it?
and reading these YouTube comments is pretty fucking cringy.
Why? Are they just Katy Perry stands?
Like, like half of them are just copy and pasted.
Of
I
course.
don't get it.
Well,
Like, I don't get if this is being botted or something.
I think it's being
I don't know.
botted.
There's a huge number of these that seem to be in Spanish too.
I 100% believe that most music labels bot their comment section so that the YouTube video gets more of an algorithm push.
I don't know.
My first impressions of the electric music video by Katy Perry and Pokemon is it's very beyond meh. Piece of
Yeah.
meh sandwich and a collab of meh that has no personality. Pikachu has more personality in this than Katy Perry.
I the biggest problem for me is that I don't get why it matters to Pokemon at all.
Yeah,
So it is a song.
it is a song.
It's called Electric.
Yep,
It has Pokemon in the music video,
that's it.
but like listening to the lyrics, it has nothing to do with Pokemon at all.
No.
This could easily just be a song that she already had half written. And it's just like, oh, Electric Pikachu, we'll rip this one out of the back room and we'll slap it together for a free payday.
Like, at least with the Post Malone song, he did a cover of Hootie and the Blowfish. So he wasn't really working that
Hmm.
hard for it, but he put in a sample of a song from the games,
Right.
which I really love. I was really hoping they would do that with all these collabs. Thanks for ruining that, Katy Perry, by the way. And
Yep.
at least that sample implies that Post has a history with the games, and he at least knows what he's doing. You know,
Yep.
he has at least a musical memory, and he's applying that musical memory to a cover. And it's a really good sample. It's a really good sample from a really good track. And I
Hmm.
didn't realize how much I like that sample and what that sample means to this whole collaboration until I heard Katy Perry just give me a sawdust sandwich of a song.
Yep.
It like there's a couple lyrical references like vaguely. It like the song is very vague and I think it really it's like she's trying to distance herself from it. It really
Hmm.
feels like she just licensed out like Pikachu for the music video and that was it.
Yep.
Yeah. And did you hear about Spotify Japan about this?
No.
So apparently Japan did not give a fuck because it was very well known it was coming out that day and
Hmm.
all it had to promote it, like we got like the Katy Perry stuff on Twitter and whatnot. All they had was like a small little banner in like the very bottom corner of Spotify to promote that it was coming out that night.
Nice.
I think this song's just a shallow rebranding of Roar, but instead of saying she's going to roar, she just says Pika Pika.
I feel like for me at least that's the biggest thing that just seems kind of bland is that it's just a Katy Perry song.
It is just a
If
Katy
you
Perry
like
song.
if you like Katy Perry stuff, you'll probably like this. If you don't, this isn't going to change that. And
Yeah,
if you're just interested in the Pokemon stuff, there's basically nothing for you here other than to see some Pikachu CGI, but like you can go anywhere for that.
you can literally Google. I believe there's more Pikachu in the Post Malone concert than there was the Katy Perry song.
No, I mean there's Pichu and Pikachu in most of the scenes for the video,
Yeah.
but it just seems tacked on.
So in the music video, did they just time travel, or what's the whole thing with that?
I don't know. I
Be-
don't know. The music video doesn't really seem to tie in with the music.
yeah, because like the song's obviously this vague notion of girl power that Katy Perry likes to put in all of her songs because Roar did that well.
Yep, worded really well.
Roar did do very well. It pretty much made her.
Curious.
Uh,
Yeah, it has 3 billion views on YouTube.
you're fucking with
Sorry,
me.
3.3. 3.3 billion.
I don't believe you.
I abbreviated it there with a number of views that is what does that even work out to? That's like 30 times the number of views that Electric has, and I just rounded it off by mistake. 3.3 billion.
I'm looking at the official music video on my end. I'm seeing 11 million.
Katy Perry Roar official.
Oh, you're talking about Roar. I'm talking about Electric.
No, 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 Roar. Roar has 3.3 billion.
I
So
believe
yeah,
that. Okay.
they're gonna chase that train.
Yeah. You're right. There is a lot of Spanish in these comments.
Yeah, I like looking through any of them. There's a lot of foreign language stuff, and I'm wondering if that's just because her music is listened to outside of the US and a lot of other music is pretty regional. I don't know.
It's very interesting. This is as someone who can read Spanish, I don't know how I feel about these Spanish comments cuz they're pretty cut and paste. They're all pretty much saying the same thing and it's weird cuz like does Katy Perry have a huge Spanish fandom?
I don't know. I would have to assume so given the comments, but I don't know.
I think these are bots. You want to know why?
What's that?
Because they all say "Let's go, boys" or "Let's go, everybody," and get this like a certain amount of views, and they're always first name, last name. There's no usernames in any of this.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, to the same point though, it wouldn't make sense to have foreign language bots if you're not targeting that language, right?
yeah. Are-
So I get what you mean, and that's probably true, but I think it would still. It's either it is something to do with that target demographic, that target language demographic. On a
oh
related note, have you seen this Seth Everman video?
no, I have not.
I highly recommend it. He bought so many fat Pikachus. The best Pikachus, honestly.
Fat Pikachu supremacy.
Absolutely.
Someone literally commented, "I've never seen a music video like this."
Yeah, I was seeing that kind of shit. It's like, what do you mean? What aspect of this music video have you never seen before? It's all very generic.
Yeah,
It's very lowest common denominator.
well, that's Katy Perry in general. This is
Right. I mean,
why
that's what I mean, though.
yeah.
Like, there's probably okay, so there's maybe a few of her stuff, not recently by any means, but some of her stuff that's unique. But the vast majority of her videos, I feel like you could take any of her music and any of her music videos, and they would just kind of work together.
Yeah.
outside of some of the really early kind of weird shit. But anything in like the last 5 or 10 years, it all just is kind of copy and paste.
It really is.
You just change the core theme from one thing to a slightly different thing.
I don't. I have to do some research into this because I'm almost certain these are bots.
Probably.
Yeah. Um. Katy Perry, Spanish audience. Does she have a big Spanish following? Well, celebrity gossip stuff won't let me find out.
Well, if you want to watch a good Pokemon video, I highly recommend Seth Everman's Pokemon theme song video. It's very entertaining.
Fair enough. Seth Everman is a very good
And it's
performer.
actually related to Pokemon.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. I'm convinced those are bots.
I'd be surprised if they weren't. I mean, because there's so many bots. Like, on one hand, I'm sure that there are more bots than people realize in just like everyday stuff, particularly on like Twitter. There's tons of bots or bot accounts everywhere. Can't step over them without tripping.
Well, I mean, like,
At the same time,
yeah.
all you have to do is look at like Twitch chats and know that people are more than willing to just repeat the same shit that everyone else has already said for no reason other than to repeat it.
Yeah. Sounds about
So,
right. Like, I'm seeing people actually talk that there are more bots on YouTube comment in music videos. So
I mean, it's not like, I mean, these are huge corporations. They're not gonna leave it up to chance whether or not they're manipulating the algorithm. They're gonna do whatever the hell they can to make it work themselves.
I mean, I've actually heard some pretty interesting stuff about the music industry, which is why I never want to enter it. Um, like for example, did you know that there is a thing called an industry hi hat?
Hi hat, no,
It is pretty much the idea that certain executives will not let a certain song pass unless it uses a certain hi hat sample.
really?
Yes, because the executives believe people care about the sound of a hi hat on a drum set in music.
What?
Yes,
Why?
because they don't fucking listen to music. They spend all day
They
at the
just, they
golf
just don't
course.
understand it.
Yeah. Oh, I should just gather all this stuff I've read over the years for our show. It's fun.
I, I honestly don't doubt it,
Yeah.
but like at the same time, I feel like the artists could just be like, well, yeah, of course I used it. You think I'm an amateur
Yeah.
when they didn't? Because how the hell are they gonna know,
Good point.
right? So I could see that being one of those things where some industry executive somewhere does do that. I'd be surprised if the artists actually gave a shit. Because
Oh,
how the hell are they gonna know? A hi hat. I mean, it literally doesn't matter as long as the final product is identical, right?
yeah.
Who fucking cares?
Well, I do think we're in a state of homeostasis in the music industry where they're very scared to latch out to anything new because the idea that. Well, do you know about Hypnosis Music Group?
No.
So it's basically this dude who's buying all the old songs so that he can make money off licensing them,
Sure.
which, fair enough, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So what he's basically doing is subverting the need for new records to make our industry work. So a lot of people, in retaliation to that, are just making what they know will sell nowadays. so that they can keep this sound and make a profit off it rather than having to resort to using old stuff because all their old stuff is being bought up by this other guy. The music industry sucks for everybody that wants to know,
Yep.
and that's why I'm indie for life until I get paid a lot of money. Then I will totally sell out.
It is also such bullshit that these kinds of corporate accounts are allowed to be on trending at all.
Oh yeah, dude. You know, I feel so bad for people who want to do art on YouTube because it's not going to be seen.
Oh, well.
No, I say this as a guy who makes art on like Bandcamp and whatnot. Like social media is plagued by corporate accounts that know how to boost their stuff in the algorithm that any independent person really doesn't stand a chance. And like you can find an audience, don't get me wrong, but you are also competing against people who can throw money at a problem and solve it way faster than you can occur that money. And it's rough, really rough. Oh, you ever hear the
So,
Billy? Go on.
no, go ahead. I was about to change topic.
Oh, I was about to say, did you ever hear the story about Billie Jean by Michael Jackson?
No.
So the basic idea is, you know how the song like has that little vamp that goes on for like 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Well, according to the industry heads, they didn't want it to have that vamp for so long because they thought people wouldn't pay enough attention to when the song actually starts.
Yep.
But Michael Jackson, the legend that he was, just goes out and says, I don't care. It's the part that makes people want to dance to the song.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to this day, a lot of record execs want to re-release Billie Jean where the song just starts on like the first second instead of having the music vamp.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, changing topics.
Changing topics. So what brought me up with this is that apparently the number one thing on trending right now is the Snake Eyes official trailer 2021 movie being released by Paramount Pictures on their Paramount Pictures official YouTube channel.
Okay.
I've not heard of this at all.
Okay.
Like you and I are pretty in the know on media and particularly movies that are like supposed to be big like this one apparently is.
Yes.
I've never heard of this and it's just magically number 1 on YouTube trending.
Well, it's almost like we just got done talking about why it's probably number one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also apparently a GI Joe movie.
I figured, and who, I I don't say this to be a dick, but who in the younger generations really knows that much about G.I. Joe?
Yep.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a good live action GI Joe movie?
There have been movies about G.I. Joe.
Who the hell is Henry? They have this guy's name Henry Golding. Is a Malaysian actor. Malaysian British.
Malaysia.
I've never heard. Oh, okay. Crazy Rich Asians.
Okay.
Sure. So how is there a target demographic overlapping between that and GI Joe?
Mm. Mm. Mm.
So that's why this is doing anything at all is because it has an actor in it that people like. Cool.
Yeah. Proud of him.
Like good for him, but his
Yeah.
name should be at the front if that's what they're doing here. The movie, I don't know. I'm gonna watch the trailer now.
Watch it. I'm kind of going through the YouTube trending to see what is trending musically.
Oh, it's all shit.
I'm not seeing Katy Perry's electric video on the YouTube trending.
It's probably been out a little too long at this point.
Possibly. Oh no, there are videos from 2 weeks ago that are still on here.
No. This seems very much like they want. It feels like The Dark Knight. It feels like the first Christian Bale Batman movie.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna read this description they give. It's the Dark Knight. Snake Eyes GI Joe Origins. No, wait, what? Oh, so that's the full title of the movie: is Snake Eyes GI Joe Origins. That's a terrible title. Why
It
would they
is.
do that?
Because they hate you.
Apparently. A tenacious loner who is welcomed into an ancient Japanese clan called the Arashikage after saving the life of their heir apparent. Upon arrival in Japan, the Arashikage teach Snake Eyes the way of the ninja warrior while also providing something he's been longing for, a home. But when secrets from his past are revealed, Snake Eyes' honor and allegiance will be tested, even if that means losing the trust of those closest to him. It's like it's it sounds like the first act of The Dark Knight. Or no, Batman Begins.
Yeah. Well, okay, the Nolan trilogy is really what everybody wants in superhero movies nowadays.
I mean, yeah, but like also you can try and be original,
Too much work,
even though
not enough
even though we
profit.
know that they won't.
No.
God.
I mean, I'm glad we have the Nolan trilogy. I'm really blessed. I'm just ever since I came to the conclusion about the Amazing Spider-Man 2 being a Dark Knight ripoff, I've been kind of
Yeah.
seeing it everywhere with superhero movies. Like not Marvel per se, but like just generally feeling around. And they're cursed. They cursed me with this knowledge. You know, it's also something I kind of notice.
What's that?
It's always superhero sequels that do better than the originals.
Mm, I don't know. I'm not sure about that, honestly.
Really.
I'm sure from like a monetary perspective, it's probably true. But I feel like from a critical perspective, first movies tend to do better.
I'm more talking about with like superhero movies.
No, I know.
Okay.
I would still hold to my opinion. Like, so just thinking about recent, like last 10 years superhero movies.
Okay. Hit me.
Homecoming compared to I don't even remember what the second Spider-Man movie was. I can't even remember what its subtitle was.
Far From Home?
Far From Home?
Yeah.
Far From Home. Homecoming critically way better than Far From Home.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Far From Home has just like a bit of a I don't know. I want to rewatch it before I make any solid opinions about it, but
Let me see if I can find like a Rotten Tomatoes list for all the Marvel movies. Full list upcoming. I want the past ones.
I mean, I guess you can't say
Here.
Thor: The Dark World was better than the Thor one.
I mean, but that's like the case for most of them.
Yeah.
Iron Man 94, Iron Man 2 72, Thor 77. Where is Thor the Dark World 66? I don't believe that.
That's too high.
That's way too high. The
Th-
Avengers 91, Age of Ultron 76.
By the way, you want to hear
Okay, I will say Ant-Man is probably true of that. Second Ant-Man was better.
Yeah. You know what's something I kind of just got alerted to the other day?
What's that?
You know in Endgame when Thor goes back in time to Thor: The Dark World to get the uh Power Stone back?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Took
Was
me a second,
Heim
but yeah, I get you.
Yeah, was Heimdall there just freaking the fuck out because there was two Thors just hanging out in Asgard with like no one, like, because he can technically see that shit.
Yeah, I feel like his reaction would be similar to Thor's mom's in that case, though, because
True.
she, of course, knew as well.
Yeah.
But he's also probably just like, oh, yeah, it's, this kind of bullshit happening again.
Which, by the way, if I was Thor, I would have brought Heimdall back because he's fucking
Oh, yeah,
overpowered.
he is OP.
Yeah, I miss Heimdall.
Mm.
You think Thor: The Dark World would have been a better movie if they just tried ripping off The Dark Knight?
Yes. I don't know how they. Okay, I don't want to say that because that's not technically true. Dark World is a bad movie.
It is. I remember
There's
seeing.
so much they could have done that would have made it better.
I remember seeing The Dark World in theaters, and thinking to myself, well, this is how Marvel dies. It was fun while it
Yeah.
lasted. I'm still eating crow from that, by the way, to this day.
Yeah.
Because who knew it
Well,
would
I
just.
mean, look at the movies that were out in that time though. You had Thor the Dark World. I'm pretty sure that the second Iron Man was around then too, wasn't it? No, Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like Iron Man 2 for like the longest time either.
Right. I mean, Iron Man 2 has a lot of problems.
It really does.
But we went from The Avengers, which was like the first high, to Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World. And thankfully, after that, we had The Winter Soldier, but it didn't look good.
No, it didn't. I would say the Winter
They,
Soldier probably came at just the right time to like stick the landing.
you know, going from, I'm just skimming through here. We went from The Winter Soldier into Guardians of the Galaxy, which is another movie with a lot of problems, but the writing and delivery makes up for them.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy. I am of the firm belief that Guardians of the Galaxy is the kind of movie that if you look at it like critically, you can't like it because there's so much that's just bad.
All these movies are that way. What are you talking about?
Guardians of the Galaxy is particularly though because it's like it has become kind of iconic of the sort of the other side of the superhero coin.
Yeah.
Where you have like the Dark Knight on the one side where it's like everything is serious, this is legit, no laughs.
Yeah.
And then you have Guardians of the Galaxy, which is the opposite, where everything is serious, but everything is also a joke.
I mean, it literally ends with a
And
dance battle to save the universe.
right, but like technically, it's really bad.
Yeah. No, I'll say it.
Having seen, yeah, like seeing where they went with the series and even just Guardian compared to Guardians 2. Like Guardians 2 is I think from a writing perspective and story perspective weaker than Guardians 1, but it is such a more competent film.
Yeah. Well, I okay. Again, I feel James Gunn was kind of given like a lot of like free reign to do whatever he wanted,
Yeah.
but there was like no expectations with Guardians, so I think he just had fun with it,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Oh
probably
yeah.
what saved that movie.
Yeah. Well, because most people had no idea who the Guardians were before then.
No, okay. Even I barely knew who they were, and I'm a comic nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And most of the like so looking at the cast, you have Dave Batista, who is former WWE wrestler. You have Zoe Saldana. What had she done before then? I don't think much. Not of note, at least. Like Chris Pratt is known for Parks and Rec at that point.
Yes.
What did Zoe Saldana do? Oh, she was in Avatar.
The biggest actor they
That's
had,
it.
the biggest actor they had was Vin Diesel, but he only said 3 words that whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, 4 because there's "We Are Groot."
Yes.
Yes. Spoiler for Guardians of the Galaxy 1 if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Uh, what a nightmare.
Zoe Saldana was in some of the Star Trek movies too. Okay, that's all right. But like, still, completely different scales here.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Then what else happened? Well, it was Age of Ultron after Guardians 2, right?
Um, Age of Ultron was pretty well before Guardians too.
Oh,
So we
okay.
had Guardians, then I don't remember which order it went in. This isn't quite in the right order. It was either then I think it was Ant Man, then Ultron.
Oh yeah. That was another movie I had no faith in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was upset that Ant-Man and Guardians got movies before Doctor Strange did because I knew the movie was coming out.
Mm.
I was just really upset it was taking so long to get Doctor Strange because I was hyped.
Mm-hmm. So then what did we have? We had Doctor Strange in 2016. Civil War also in 2016.
That was a good movie.
Pretty big. It was a really good one. 2017 we had Guardians 2, Ragnarok. I think that's it. Just
And the
skimming up
rest
and down
is
here.
history.
Homecoming.
Oh yeah.
Homecoming was 2017. Yeah, and then at that point everything's pretty well, they got the kinks worked out. Infinity War, Black Panther, like It's pretty solid. Go from that into Captain Marvel, uh, yeah, Endgame, Far From Home, and now we're here.
Yeah. Um, I definitely think probably Civil War was the big turning point where everything started getting higher quality.
Yep. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Civil War is very much the tone of everything that comes after it.
Uh,
Everything sort of follows that. It
yeah,
sets it up and keeps it there.
pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Good job, Russo brothers.
Yep. They know what they're doing.
You know, originally we weren't supposed to get Spider Man for that movie.
I'm not too surprised by that because
Yeah.
he's only in really the one scene. So I could totally see how they would have like most of it pretty well decided and then just like, oh yeah, we want the kid in this one too to hype it up.
Yeah. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? They originally wanted the Daredevil from the Netflix series to be in it.
It'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to see, I both want them to start incorporating more of those characters into the main films, but at the same time I also don't want to have to go out and watch a bunch of 5-year-old TV shows.
I would say Daredevil's probably the only one that's worth watching.
Yeah.
I'd say that as someone who did try watching all of them, even Defenders.
Mhm.
It was Defenders is rough.
Mhm.
Are we all done for the show today?
Not sure. I'm still skimming. Apparently, there's some an article posted about comparing annual working hours to labor productivity. I
Oh,
guess like dollars produced per hour of work
okay.
over time. It's a neat little tool. Um, yeah, I don't know how like useful this is though. From like determining anything, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it seems like oh, who would have guessed the places that tend to have cheap labor are at the one end and the places that have really expensive labor are at the other end. What a shock.
What a twist.
I don't know.
Water is wet, by the way.
Right. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Okay. Well,
Oh,
yes.
Hotel Transylvania 4 trailer dropped today, so
That's
we'll be
not
talking about that
important.
next week.
That's not important. I didn't
You
know
not
there
like
was.
Hotel Transylvania?
I've never seen it.
I haven't either.
I don't.
It showed up when I was looking at the Katy Perry shit.
I don't get it. How do you make four movies out of this?
How do you do like all? None of them have been like particularly like critically poorly received either.
Well, they got Gendy Tartakovsky on it. That's kind of why.
Like I feel like I just need to just watch one of these because people like it for some reason,
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
feel
guess
like
maybe not. It's only got a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the hell? Why are
what?
people watching this? All of these are so average.
Oh no.
I don't know. Although I guess they are just like Adam Sandler movies, so maybe people just like that.
Maybe.
Like if you're the kind of person who does enjoy watching Adam Sandler type movies, maybe this is you just, getting your fix, so to say.
There's been 9 of these.
What?
9 years of these.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
There's been a TV show, 3 short
Yep.
films, and now 4 movies.
Yep, yep. I don't doubt it.
This is hell.
Mhm.
Oh, well, I know why now. I see their box office gross.
Oh yeah.
It's been getting bigger and bigger every movie.
Oh yeah. I will say though that they do seem to be doing critically better and better with each one, so maybe it's justified.
No.
No.
No. I'm the infamous Orion, and Hotel Transylvania inspires more pain in me than falling down the goddamn staircase.
I'm Cairo, and I'm also a schmo.
And this has been the Two Schmo Show. Have a good night.